Boys scared of Luka. Ain't nobody afraid of anybody over there in Phoenix, man. Everybody in the league knows that, bro. Like, it's just that y'all don't know that because y'all not in the locker room. No one's afraid of Phoenix. We wanted them.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've ever seen a team get so destroyed on social media, so much evisceration from everyone in the league, not just media people, but players and, well, literally just everyone. Phoenix is going out sad, and I don't even think sad is the right word. I think depression should be the word used. And I'm sorry, but I really don't have that much of a defense for anything that people are gonna say about Phoenix. I mean, yeah, I do have a Patrick Beverley video I'm considering making because this man Patrick Beverley has been talking so much shit about Phoenix for, I guess, the past couple days, because I don't even know why he's talking. But nevertheless, he's just one of a million people that are currently slandering Phoenix right now. And I'm not even gonna lie, by halftime, I was getting spammed on every single social media platform that ever existed. I think people even found my MySpace and started spamming that. And I get it, I'm a Suns fan, and I did say they were gonna win the NBA title, which I mean, so did a lot of people on the NBA YouTube side. And I didn't originally talk about it the day after because I wanted to talk about Grant Williams also. I had another phase for my channel where I was gonna disassociate myself from the Phoenix Suns. Some people have speculated it's because Phoenix lost, and that's absolutely not true. I've been trying to do that for the longest time because when people think of me, they think of a Phoenix Suns YouTuber, which I don't know how many fucking times I have to say that is not true. I'm an NBA YouTuber and only an NBA YouTuber, not a Phoenix Suns YouTuber. There are many Phoenix Suns YouTubers out there, but I am not one of them. I mean, there were people saying that I was trying to dodge it and that I was just not trying to talk about it because I was scared and just things like that. It's something I pride myself in is I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. And in this case, I was absolutely wrong, which again wasn't really that much of a hot take. Nevertheless, Phoenix got destroyed in Game 7, and I think that's something we absolutely have to talk about. During the fourth quarter, I made a video for members only where I just had all my feelings laid out about the Suns, and people got mad because they were trying to say I was trying to hide the fact that Phoenix lost and that I just didn't want to admit it. But like, they lost by 170 points. How the fuck am I not supposed to admit that? I've had about a day to clear my head and think about the game and actually what happened in another perspective, because when people talk about a game right after it happened, I think they just say a lot of things that aren't true because they're sad or mad or whatever. Even though I wasn't gonna do something like that, I still did want the time to process everything, and here's what I think about the game first. Look, Phoenix played like ass. There's no other way to put around it. They simply played terrible. They did not play with any energy whatsoever, and they weren't playing like it was a Game 7 at all. They were playing like it was a regular season game where there were no stakes whatsoever. And the fact of the matter is that it obviously was the most important game of the series, and they did not show up. And there was literally no excuse. There were no injuries on their side, no Scott Foster. Rumor has it that Tony Brothers hates Luka Doncic, and I mean, Phoenix had everything going for them. They were playing at home where they were undefeated the entire series. What could possibly go wrong? Well, to be honest, I really don't know. I've thought about it for a whole day, and I could not give you a straight answer on why they lost that bad. Like, they were down by 50, I think, at one point. A report came out right after the game that Chris Paul was injured, and honestly, I saw this coming because he was playing bad, but also, I think Pat Bev might have been right about something. Pat Bev literally called it, saying that Chris Paul was gonna fake an injury, and he was 1,000% right, because right after the game, it came out that Chris Paul had a quad injury. Either this man is actually 37 years old and he's playing like his age, or this man is lying about his injury. This man, Christopher Paul, had 1 fucking point in the first 3 quarters of that game. But I mean, if he was injured, then why did he play in the 4th quarter? I mean, that shit was over by halftime and you were still continuing to play in the game. There was no coming back from that. What's even funnier is during his post-game conference, he said his kid texted him asking him if he wanted to play one-on-one, which he said right away. Bro, if you're injured with a quad injury, why the fuck are you about to play one-on-one right after the game? Shouldn't you be like starting rehab for that? I mean, the off season just started and you apparently now have an injury. Shouldn't you be trying to, like, I don't know, deal with that? Also, before I talk about what happened after the game, I'm just gonna say that Luka Doncic is him. I will say Luka is annoying as hell because he complains to the ref every play and does flop, but that's also kind of funny because I'm a Suns fan. And I mean, there's a certain player on this team that kind of does that a lot, but hey, that's just me. I'm not gonna talk about their off season because I think I will make a video eventually where I talk about a lot of the teams that lost in the NBA playoffs and how their off season should go. But there are some rumors that people are starting to make up that the Suns could get Kevin Durant or Damian Lillard. Look, I'm not gonna lie, if we get Kevin Durant, I will literally start an OnlyFans. I saw a trade that would have us getting rid of DA and Mikal Bridges in exchange for Kevin Durant, which I wouldn't mind because KD is kind of someone that you don't pass up on an opportunity to get. But we also have to consider the fact that there's a possibility this trade isn't even going to happen and that Kevin Durant is going to stay in Brooklyn. There's rumors that Dame could come to Phoenix, and I mean, Dame is actually in a situation where I feel like the whole entire universe wants him to leave. There's rumors that Portland wants DA, so maybe a DA for Damian Lillard swap could happen, but also there's reports that Damian Lillard wants to play with DA. There's also other trades that people have thought of, but I'm not really going to get into those because, like I said, that'll probably be its own video. And I'm not going to lie, the fucking aftermath of when the Suns lost was probably the craziest day on Twitter I've seen in a very long time. Literally everyone and their mom switched up on Devin Booker and the entire Phoenix Suns roster like they weren't the best team in the NBA for at least a good part of the season. And I know a 68 win season should not end like that. I mean, you lost by fucking 50 practically. But I've seen the most craziest things being said about Chris Paul and Devin Booker that are absolutely not true, and I don't think one game should define their entire fucking career. Like, apparently Devin Booker was never better than Paul George, which is not fucking true. Booker is still better than Paul George, and I'm gonna stand by that. I also have people saying now that Chris Paul is a terrible point guard, which again isn't fucking true. It's one game. I know it was the worst game that they both ever played, but it was just one game at the end of the day. Also, who the fuck let Patrick Beverley be the spokesperson for Phoenix Suns hate? Like, I know him and Chris Paul are rivals, and I mean, that's cool and all, but Jesus Christ. Most of the things that Patrick Beverley is saying is just exaggerated things that aren't even fully true. Like, he's telling people like, oh, people weren't afraid of the Phoenix Suns, we wanted Phoenix. First of all, y'all made the fucking play, and let's just start off by saying that. I know I keep saying that Patrick Beverley saying this, and I'm gonna make a video about it, but unless there's something interesting that happens in the Boston and Miami game, then I'm probably gonna have it made tomorrow. But the point is that we're throwing out everything that Phoenix did because of one game. And I understand the slander because they definitely do deserve it because they played so terrible. I mean, their team literally came out with an apology. It sucks that the season did have to end like this. I mean, I was okay with losing, but Jesus Christ, you got destroyed. You didn't just lose, you got eviscerated. There is some optimism for the offseason. There is rumors that Phoenix wants to get a third star to have a big three with Chris Paul and Devin Booker, I think, which would probably lead me to believe that DeAndre Ayton is probably out the window because him and Monty are currently beefing right now. I mean, there are so many internal problems going on with the organization. There's a possibility that Robert Sarver could be stepping down or leaving or whatever the hell. There was one more rumor I did see where the Suns could get Bradley Beal, but honestly, I don't even know how that would work. Not even just trade-wise, but basketball-wise. I mean, Beal is a 2-guard and Booker's a 2-guard, plus Paul is a point guard, so unless Booker's gonna play point guard and Beal's gonna run the 2, but then is Paul coming off the bench? It's a really confusing situation, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how their offseason plays out. I just hope they don't pull an LA Lakers where they just destroy the entire thing, because even with the Lakers, despite losing to the Suns in 6, they had no reason to blow up their entire roster because of one series. If you trade DeAndre Ayton, get a third star like Beal or another scorer overall, or even if you got Eric Gordon in the offseason, then honestly, I think Phoenix would be fine running it back. I think Chris Paul maybe should come off the bench, or at least his role should be a little bit reduced, but other than that, I think Phoenix is going to be fine coming into the next season. That's really all I gotta say about Phoenix for now. I know I will be talking about them during the offseason because they're going to have many moves that they're probably going to try to make, but for all the Suns fans or people that see this channel, do not fucking spam me asking for a Suns video again. I will talk about them in the future. However, we still have the Eastern Conference Finals, the Western Conference Finals, and the NBA Finals, so y'all are not going to hear about Phoenix till minimum late in June. So if you're a Suns fan and you want to unsub because I had 20 of them do that the day of the game, then fine, go ahead and do that. But this is an NBA channel and I'm going to be making several NBA videos on the NBA playoffs and the offseason when that happens. So in conclusion, Chris Paul is a fucking cone.